Hey everyone, I'm Big E, and I am the GM of the San Francisco Gold Sox. So what this is an out of the park baseball online league. Um, so typically when you play out of the park, it's offline, and all the other teams are controlled by the computer. But every one of these teams, I think, with the exception of maybe like one or two, is controlled by a real person. And when you negotiate a trade, you talk to a real person, etc. So I thought, and this is in 2027 in this league, and so that means the league's been going on since 2019. So they were going into the ninth season of the NABL, the North American Baseball League. Some of my logos are a bit messed up, and I'm actually leaking some confidential information, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So what I thought would be fun to do is go through my team, talk about my expectations for the year, and just essentially do like a season preview, because it is opening day. Who do I have? Peoria, who's a perennial powerhouse. So the way that our league works is there's 24 teams. It's just kind of a typical setup. There's only four total divisions, so two divisions in each league, and I'm in the Legends League West. And it's probably one of the harder leagues in. I'm sorry, one of the harder divisions in the whole league, and that's because Peoria, me, Vancouver, and Vegas was. I think they were pretty good last year. Um, isn't there a way to see history? Yeah, whatever. Typically, at least Peoria, and Vancouver have typically been pretty good. I've only had two losing seasons, and that was like a purposeful tank. I made the playoffs the initial season, then I made it 3 seasons straight, and then I had a rough spot. So I'm trying to bounce back. Um, so I've made the playoffs in 4 of the 8 seasons. Every single time I made the playoffs, I got bounced in the first round. I'm still hoping for a playoff victory to advance out of the first round. Um, so to talk about my team a little bit, Alex Garcia is my ace. He was the pitcher of the year, not last year, but the year before. But either way, he had a good year. Not Yeah, I'm looking at this. He had either an 8 WAR or a 6 WAR season, just an absolutely dominant season. He took a step back, but still pretty good. Um, I extended him before the season began, so hopefully he'll be a problem for the next however many years. Um, I'm hoping to see him continue his run of form. My number two, who's probably I would say a second ace, is Jose Gonzalez. Um, this has been like a toxic relationship in my life, as I hope every year I'm like, oh, he's gonna break out this year, and then he never did, and then I've extended him anyway. So luckily he's pretty affordable, and I have him through his prime. I mean the ratings are really nice, but when you look at it, he's at best he's been a 2.5 WAR, 3 WAR player. Um, I want to say it for the sixth year now. I hope he puts it together this year. Then I have David Onaveros, who's an older guy. So the previous two guys are pretty young. This guy's been around the block a little bit. He's since he was 28 at the inaugural, put up 25 WAR. Probably a Hall of Famer. Um, he's played on some very good teams, and since I traded for him, he's played well for me. So this is the last year of his contract, and then he'll be 37 this time next year. So hopefully he has a good year before he walks in free agency. Another younger guy, well, I guess not anymore, is Yadid Mishlov. I probably butchered that. But either way, this is just a number four. He's fine for number four, though. I mean, he put up a 3 WAR season. If you can do that again, I'd be thrilled. Um, Looks like the issue was historically he was really good because he just walked less people. So that'll be interesting. And Tony Chandler is someone who's younger. I know he's 26, but he made his debut last year. Um, and I was really disappointed. I mean, when you look at these ratings, I guess he want that slider to improve, but I want him to take that step forward and maybe put up like a 2.5, 3 WAR season. If I can do that and then have him be like a solid number 3 or 4, I'll be pretty set going into the future. Um, I want to talk about my closer, Mitch Mills, and I'm upset because he's been a monster, and I think age has finally caught on. If you look at his numbers, he's been one of the best pitchers in the history of the league. I mean, uh, he was 18.7 WAR as a closer. I mean, he's led the league in saves 3 times, and the reason why they were a little lower was because I've toyed around with making him a stopper. But he's old, and so I'm not I'm not thrilled with the performance dropped and the ratings dropped. But he's a lefty. But I don't know. We'll see. It's the job's still his. I have his replacement. Well, I thought I had his replacement, but recently, as in, 6 days ago, Mike Green, who was like the ultimate like surprise that put a smile on my face, tore his labrum. I have never had a player tear a labrum then come back the same. I think his career's over. Um, he's gonna miss the whole season. I mean, couldn't have happened at a worse time. I mean, he had a flawless spring, but bit of a heartbreak. So my bullpen has me a little worried. This guy's pretty solid if I need him to um, be, kind of another good reliever. Gallego's pretty good. He's a lefty. Another guy I've had his whole career. Hamel, some of these other guys, they have some, good ratings. Duo, if he could take a step forward, I'd really appreciate that. But historically, my pitching's been pretty good. My hitting's just sucked. It's led by Jesse Barrett, who, again, took a step back, but he put up 6, and 5.5 WAR, and then he put up, less than 3. So I'm really hoping he can bounce back. I'm not super optimistic because his contact rating has kind of gone down. I have bad luck. Whenever I like extend a hitter, they always drop. I don't know why. Then I have Mao, um, who's a basher. He's kind of put his bat together and specifically versus lefties. I mean, the dude just rakes. So hoping for another 30 bombs. Pete Saylor is my big free agent acquisition. It's a risky move. He's 32. I'll have him locked up until he's 37. I mean, it's a lot of money, especially for me because I'm not like a major rich team. He plays a decent outfield. He's fragile though, but he's pretty good hitter. Like, when you look at these past couple of seasons, 2024 was rough, 2023, but his past 2 seasons, he really put it together. Smashes righties okay versus lefties. So I'm hoping that he can provide some punch. Then I have Pineda, who's a younger guy who I got at the deadline, another fragile guy. Don't know why I do that to myself. I'm hoping he can put it together. I said that a lot, so I guess this team's kind of just running on hopes and dreams. But, if he can put up like a 115, 120 weighted runs created plus, I'd be thrilled. Fibo has been my third baseman for a while. He's been serviceable. He recently learned to hit righties. So I'm hoping he, plays better because he's been platooned for most of his career. So this is really the first time he's going to get the full-time role. And I'm hoping that with like a full season against, both righties and lefties, he will put up, 2.5, 3 WAR. Rich Chris is like my shortstop. He's been my shortstop, Gold Glove winner, All-Star. He has grown a sick mustache, and so that sick mustache earned him a $84 million contract. Probably a little too much. He's probably a future second baseman. He kind of sucks versus lefties, but when you look at the numbers, you can't complain when you have a 3 to 4 WAR shortstop. He's also durable. He's a homegrown guy. Very much happy with him. Another homegrown guy is Dan Rothenberg. I'll throw him in the corners. Did I put him in center or I don't save that? That sucks. I think I put him in center field a lot last year, but he's played well. I really just threw him into the thick of things, and he played well. So he's another guy who's younger, who I'm really hoping can step forward. My outfield is really what I'm worried about the most. Then Oyala, Daniel is going to be coming back. Always has had just a bad bat, good defense. He's my center fielder for the next 3 years. I'd love if he puts up 4 WAR and opts out because I don't want to pay him then remaining $13 million and then plus the 2.5 to buy him out in the next year. But, if he can put up, he's capable of it. If he just puts up another good season, I'd be thrilled. There's a couple other guys who I have. I have a platoon, Daniel Gonzalez is a younger guy who I got in a Rule 5, also fragile, the theme with my team. He had a good rookie season, so I'm hoping for a little more. Andy Wallace is another center fielder I have. Andy, I traded for him because both my center fielders were hurt, but now I'm kind of glad I have two that can both play a decent center field. It looks like Rothenberg. His glove took a step back because I'm pretty confident he used to have 70 range. I could still probably play him at center field, but yeah, he's a corner guy for me, I guess, because I'm pretty sold on you have to have at least 70 to play center for me. I also have Oscar Gonzalez. He's been like a buy low guy who I'm like, he'll play to his ratings, and then he never played to his ratings. The sick mustache is a theme for my team. So yeah, I just have a lot that I'm interested in. I don't know if I might have skipped over him. Mitch Roberts, um, purely, I know it's been nerfed and out of the park 23, but he's but solely on the team because I believe in catcherability. I'm just pitching first all the way. Kyle Caver's a decent hitter. Um, Not really, I guess. Wow, he had a good rookie year, and then has since then kind of sucked. So Kyle Caver's the backup. Anyone else I haven't talked about? This is a defensive guy I've brought in. I'm like, okay, he's an Iron Man, and he's got a sick glove. He will be my defensive shortstop replacement. Um, yeah, I think that's everybody. So that's my organization. So the major league team, the preseason predictions were out. The commissioner did that because today's opening day, and technically the results are out. So I think I can just download the results and take a look. I was projected to win the division with 95 games. When I look at my team, the Mike Green injury really blows because he was supposed to. I mean, he's when you look at win probability added, he's 2 to 3 wins of just lockdown out of the bullpen and losing. I mean, his career is probably done. Absolute heartbreaker because I just got that news today. Um, Huge bummer. So my bullpen, I'm not a little worried about. My starting pitching, I think, is fine. Do you have any guy one in AAA who's on the cusp? Probably not. These guys kind of stink. Frank Wicks is like if I need a sixth guy. He came out for a bit last year and got shelled. Any hitters who are almost ready? No. Frank Garcia could play center field though. Um, I should probably get more guys on um, my minor league teams. I guess I kind of let the ball drop there. So yeah, and then after that, my minor league system isn't really that great. I have a couple guys um, who I'm kind of crossing my fingers on, but no one who I'm really super optimistic about. Um, Interesting position for my team to be in. I feel like I'm far closer to the 50-50 team than I was in the 95 win team. But one of the things, there's a reason we play these games. Maybe my guys who I'm hoping to take that step forward do. Maybe nobody takes a step forward. I mean, and this is the Mike Green injury was just you know, a showcase of things to come. But either way, it's a fun league to be in. I'm in another online league. I think for each team, I'm gonna make a pre and post season analysis because I think that's just something that's kind of fun to do. So yeah, if you're interested in how my teams develop over time, subscribe to my channel, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully, with a playoff bound San Francisco Gold Sox team. All right, thanks. See ya.